Hello and welcome to the show. This is The Entrepreneur. My name is Paul K. Mwaura. You can never go wrong with food. And on to our first guest tonight who deals with cereal packaging for sale. Join me, please. It is good to have you on the show tonight. Talk to us about who you are and your journey into entrepreneurship.
My name is Leonard Kamau, and I own a business. I'm the CEO of the Leotro Distributors Company. And what we do, we do pack products, that is cereals, that is including rice, beans, and green grams. Let me say this one started in high school because I had that mentality of doing business since I was young. But now I managed to get a friend gave me a camera. And that's where now the journey started. When we closed school, I used to go doing my business in my village and taking photos, and I used to get some money out of that. When I left the high school in Form 4, I started with DS Max. It was a company that used to train young people how to do marketing, how to do direct sales. It used to be called DS Max, direct sales maximization, and that's where I came to realize my dream. There's a time I went to KICC, that is back in 2005. So I went there. I was a trainee by then. I went there with my friend. He was a trainer. He trained me how to approach customers because I was afraid to talk to strangers. And I remember we went to 5th floor. That's where the spokesman, the former spokesman, that Mr. Mutua, the now governor of Machakos. So we were targeting him because he was so friendly to young people. So unfortunately we didn't find him, but we were told to go to the management. So we went to the management and we spoke to there was a woman who was in charge of that management, the whole KCC. And then he told us, you are going to be arrested because you're not allowed to do marketing in that area. So, but because you are so decent, you are dressed you are officially dressed. So no one could detect that you are carrying a match bag of socks because you were smartly dressed with a tie and all that. So even the guards could not ask us any question. You just went straight with a lot of confidence.
Now, Leonard, you want to tell me you were going into KICC, hawking, and where had you put those socks that you're mentioning?
A briefcase or a bag like a laptop bag, that is laptop bag. So you had put them there.
Okay. I can't imagine that you used to do hawking at KICC and walking around in town carrying that kind of a bag. What would you say is the lesson that you learned from that hawking that you're doing?
I learned a lot of things. That I learned that you can approach anyone, even if it's a president, you can approach him, and you should not fear doing business.
Then after that, what did you get to do?
I secured a job in in Nairobi before I went to Mombasa again. There was this company called Yilmaz Company Limited. They used to sell cosmetics. Now these cosmetics were new in the market. So I asked the CEO of that company to give me an opportunity, but he was resisting. He was saying, no, these are cosmetics, it's only women who can do them because they can only sell when they put makeups on. I insisted and I asked him, please give me an opportunity. If I don't make to sell your product, don't even pay me. Now he decided to give me an opportunity, and he gave me a salary, and I was so happy later because that was my first time to get a monthly salary. Because from the past I used to get commissions, so you could sell. If you don't sell, that is it. I saw what they were making. They were making very little money, and they were making around 60,000 per month. Then from there, I decided to approach each and every executive salon or spa and cosmetic shops like Clinton's. I approached them, Beauty Cosmetics, Super Cosmetics, and that month they achieved 850,000.
There you are, in another business and you're already into it, running very well. What did you say gave you that confidence to say, I can do it?
The confidence because I had experience. I I had background experience of sales and marketing, so I could sell anything. If I told I could sell socks, pencils from DS Max and knives. Used to go with knives, so I had that confidence. Then I knew how to approach clients now. So when we like that, we decided. I asked him if I can go to Mombasa, because Mombasa there was untapped business for that particular product, and he agreed. So when I went to Mombasa, that's where I started now doing my business small. These grains, and I managed to get a store in a certain market. So when I got that store, that's where I started.
You're in Mombasa doing the cosmetics and all that. What inspired you to settle on the grain business? I bet you had many other businesses to think about.
Okay, I was doing my shopping in supermarkets. I was still having the mentality, what am I going to do? But first I had registered my company as Leo Distributors. So this was Leotronics, because I wanted to do electronics, because I heard from other friends that electronics are doing good. But I didn't have the idea where to sell these electronics and where to get an executive, a good shop, not now the marketplace where I started. And I went around looking for things that I can be able to do in the supermarkets, and I realized, I'm doing rice, why can't I upgrade it? So that's when I decided, let me start repacking and try one of the customers that is Budget Supermarket in Mombasa. I started with 2 bales of Pishori, and I took to them with a very good price. After 3 to 4 days, they called me back, Pishori yako imeisha. So I went to them, and then they gave me a big order. Then orders started coming, streaming in, and they were overwhelming. So I decided to take a loan. Now, because I almost drew all my savings. So I decided to take a loan from a bank, and then the loan made me to achieve what I've achieved up to now because of the packaging materials.
And how much had you saved? And for how long did you get to save so that you can get to start your business?
Let me say for 1 year I had saved 100,000. I had saved 100,000, and because I didn't know the nature of the business, I could feel I was uncomfortable withdrawing money and buying a lot of stock. But I came to realize in food business, you never go wrong.
And the loan that you mentioned that you took, how much was it? Maybe you can tell us now, to your expansion.
I took 300,000, okay, and then it really expanded my business. It was a risk. Let me say, business is a risk, but I decided to pray and take a risk. In our company, we have 5 varieties of cereals. It's called beans, green grams, beans and green grams, because we have more beans. You have low cocoa beans. You also have soya beans, and also you have Mwitamania beans. So for the rice, we have Pishori rice, you have basmati rice, like I had said earlier, and then also we have brown rice, which is very good for diabetic people as well.
I've heard you mention mums, and I've also seen it on the packagings of your cereals. How did you come up with that name, and what gave you the motivation to give that name?
It took me a while. It took me a while to come up with a brand name, because I was trying combining 2 names, my dad's name, any other attractive name. But I came to realize that everyone loves their mom. Yeah? So, and the name attracts. It attracts a lot. I came to realize everyone is so curious to know how the mom's brand tastes. Yes.
And the future plans of your company?
My future plans is to have big machines and expand my go down, because it's just a start, let me say, and also do other products like sugar. I'm targeting to do sugar maybe in the next one year or so, and I believe I'm going to achieve it.
Having remained focused in the business that you're doing, would you say you have the fulfillment that you've always wanted?
Yes, I can say that, because I don't think I'll ever go back to employment. I've been employed, never go. I feel good because I'm able to manage my time, I'm able to manage my finances, and I have my own targets.
You're a young person who's gone through a lot, done most of the business that people will do down there. what would you advise people watching you that are probably down and want to be somewhere and have their own companies?
What I would say is that if it's not for me moving out of the house and going out there and looking for an opportunity, there's no way that an opportunity will find you in your house. You have to wake up very early, go and hustle.
Leonard, you were doing several businesses before you started this, in the hawking, and even in the hawking you did you were selling several products, but now you've settled in the serious business. What has made you to stick to one area of business?
Yeah, I came to realize that it's good to be focused, because I used to do this, then tomorrow I'm doing this, then tomorrow I'm doing this. I find that I'm losing on this side, hoping to get more on the other side.
Being resilient in business can take you to heights untold. We're taking a short commercial break, and when we return, we have another guest for you. So please, don't go away. Keep it here. GS 2015 here at UN Gigiri. I'm standing by here with one of the panelists, Mr. Jose Andres, an American Spanish chef.
How are you?
You can tell us, how are you, sir? Welcome to Kenya. We say karibu.
Karibu.
Okay, you say asante.
Asante.
All right. Jose Ramon Andres is a renowned Spanish-American chef and the founder of Think Food Group, which is credited for bringing the small plates dining concept to America.
Garlic, we're going to crush it with the help of...
Born in the northern region of Asturias in Spain and raised outside of Barcelona, Jose chose cooking as his life's work at the age of 15. He attended the School of Restaurants and Hotels of Barcelona and trained in Michelin-starred restaurants including El Bulli with renowned master chef and friend Ferran Adrià. How did you get to go to America, and how was that for you? What took you there?
I was 21 years old when I arrived in America. I had $40 in my wallet, and I had big dreams. 23 years later, I have 21 restaurants. I'm living the American dream. I became an entrepreneur in my own way, but always with the help of others. I think the group of people that came to the White House with President Obama from America and from other parts of the world, we are doing that. You're sharing our humble, simple experiences of success, of failure, and how really to take risk, to be an entrepreneur, to keep moving our communities forward.
Heading up the kitchen at Yaleo, he helped create one of the first critically and commercially successful tapas restaurant in the country, setting the standard for the other Spanish and small plate restaurants to follow.
I dreamed that the restaurants I began as a cook were mine. Well, later in time, they end being mine. A lot of things have to happen, it's true. Not everything is so easy or so simple. But that's why people have to believe that they belong and that they own it. And when you really believe it, is when things begin happening.
He owns the Tiña, Paleo, and minibar restaurants under the Think Food Group umbrella. Mr. Jose, what mistakes have you done in the past that you not want people to repeat as they are coming up, into business and into entrepreneurship?
One of the mistakes everybody's going to have always to remember. You can have the best business plan, you can have plenty of money, you maybe have even the best idea. But they say that these 3 rules, that usually if you don't do the 3 rules right, you will fail. And that is location, location, and location. Obviously, in a restaurant, if you are in the wrong location, you can have the best restaurant, you may fail. But the same for everything. You need to understand what's the right location for your business, not physical. Can be the TV station. Are you in the right, are you putting the right ads in the street so people know that they need to be watching KTN? Any business, you need to be in the right location. So think about what's your location. Is really an important question that needs to have a good answer. Because when you find what's the location for your business, what's the location for you and your people, then usually you'll be successful. Find your right place and you'll be successful.
President Obama said that entrepreneurship is ownership. What did you tell to young people listening to you? Because now you own about 21 restaurants and you're not even American, you're a Spanish American, maybe.
Well, yes, entrepreneurship is ownership. I always try to tell everybody, especially young people arriving to my restaurant as a cook, as a waiter, maybe it's not your restaurant by right, but everybody, doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you are a great TV anchor, a waiter in a restaurant, or you're taking care of the gardens here at the United Nations. Make sure that everything you do it like if it is your own business. If you have that simple mentality forward, that you take care of whatever you're doing as it is your own, and you really dream it, one day this may happen.
Mr. Andres, what would you tell young people who are probably looking, because you've come here as a panelist and they're here to get from you, to learn from you about startups and all that. So in your capacity as a panelist who's come to Kenya at the GS Summit, at the UN Gigiri here, what do they expect from you?
Well, what I can tell to anybody listening right now, especially to the young people, that number one, you need to celebrate success because not everything is gonna be always right. And when failure happens, you be happy. It's something else you learn. So don't be sad. Don't think like the world is over. Failure is part of being an entrepreneur. The great thing is that your peers are gonna celebrate you. Why? Because you took risk. And to be an entrepreneur today is taking risk. So what I did was taking risk, having always people that mentor me and help me. That's very important. That's why we are here, to try to share those experiences, to mentor young people, to tell them what we did right, what we did wrong. And what I did in America during 23 years was only that. Keep looking forward, keep looking beyond that horizon and thinking like it's always about tomorrow. And if you keep working hard, things usually happen.
He also received the James Baird Foundation Award for Outstanding Chef in 2003, 2007, and 2011.
At the same time I'm sharing my experiences, it's also learning. And what I'm learning and what I'm seeing, that I see a great Kenya full of young people that look at you in the eyes straight with a smile, that want to work hard. I see cooks and waiters that they come from a great school here in Nairobi that speak perfect English, where tourism is going to be part of the economic growth of Kenya. Wow, do I see that I can be here one day and be successful? Yes, why? Because already I see that Kenya is moving forward in the right way. So for a businessman like me to be in Kenya one day is part of the possibilities.
That is all we had for you tonight. Till next week, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. It is good night and God bless you from the team and I.